Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold the flippin' phone. New ENA trailer dropped. I watched it. It's sick. I'm just gonna go through and explain as much as I can and try to figure out what's going on. If you haven't watched this, go watch this already. I'm not gonna be playing sound. It's just gonna be my voice, but I'm just gonna go through the trailer and kind of talk about each scene a bit because this is crazy. So let's go. So the first thing we see is it might not be suitable for young children, those who are easily disturbed, which is the same warning that Doki Doki Literature Club gives. So I'm excited. And the next thing is flashing lights. If you have photosensory issues, just stop. And then we start seeing this trippy animation of symbols, then this eye, which is, of course, Ina's eye. I'm going frame by frame here. And then the two hands of Ina. This one only has 4 fingers, and they seem to be very long and sharp. And the other one is flat, almost like an oven mitt. They kind of do this swirl around thing with this green background. We see more text and more shadows. There's lots of shadows and brick walls. And then this, we see a bunch of faces that are just copied of this face. This character looks a lot like Unless, so it might be him, but as we've seen in previous animations, other than Mooney and Ina, characters don't really return. And in this one, it doesn't even seem like Ina's going to be returning. It seems like there's a new character. So more characters. And then we see the old Ina colors and the new Ina colors. And then here, it's just completely different colors. We haven't seen these palettes before. And then it goes to this interesting frame of an upside down Ina character with cracks in it and water dripping out of it, which is both disturbing and fascinating. I have no clue what this means. We have seen water before, kind of as like the code, and also in the pyramid scene, you stain the water red for the pyramid door to open. So water seems to be an important thing in the Ina series. So they spin around a bit more. There's more text. I don't know what any of this text means, so if someone can translate it, I'm pretty sure someone will by the time this video gets released. But there's more text. And then this, by the 777s, the fruits and stars, this definitely looks like a slot machine. And I'll talk more about this later, but the whole aesthetic seems to kind of be like Mafia or like Las Vegas with gambling and neon lights. Then this Ina, which spins around, has red and white stripes. And then whatever that is, yellow teeth, big mouth, what appears to be human legs just pops out of the background and presumably consumes that character. There's more text. And then a bunch of Inas. I'm pretty sure this is the new design we saw in the teaser by the hat, but you can't really tell because it's black and white, and they just kind of dance around a bit. There's more text. And then this character. We actually saw this character teased in Joel G's community post. I'm pretty sure he also put it on his Twitter. But we finally get to see this character in action. It just kind of dances around a bit. Then we see a few more characters. We have these pants things with what appears to be coral coming out of them. And then in the center here, we have what appears to be a horse made out of blue ribbons. So, by this motion, I can assume that they are kind of worshipping whatever this creature is, much like previous creatures were worshipping Runus. So it might be another god. This, I'm fairly certain, is an egg that's just hatching, and then this appears to be an empty suit with birds flying out of it. Is the suit actually empty? Is there a creature inside? Is it possessed with birds? Again, I have no clue about a lot of these scenes, but my theory is that this is just a suit that walks around and the limbs and leg movements are controlled by thousands of birds inside. I could be completely wrong, though. This frame is interesting because this looks like an actual black and white photograph with the house in the background and what appears to be a tree here. More text. This looks like the same text from earlier, so it is this. And I think we've seen a lot of these symbols before. Ah. And here we have our new protagonist with the green hat, the red and white things. She also has short hair, which is interesting. Pretty sure most people knew that, but this one has short hair instead of long hair. It does the kind of hat spin. This one also has hair floating off of the back. And if I move a bit more forward, here we see all our characters. We have the face from before that looked like, unless, I'm pretty sure it's not him, considering it's in the frog costume. It's definitely wearing a frog costume. The only time we've seen a frog before is with the brick frog. I'm pretty sure they aren't related. And then, of course, we have our main protagonist, new ENA. We have the... I'm not sure if it's a cat or a different creature, but we saw this before. It's the one that was posted on his community tab. We have this new character, which is interesting. Appears to be some kind of ogre-like creature with long fingers. This one gives me off the vibes of like the Mafia from Hat in Time, or like a mob boss. The face changing with post-it notes is very interesting. And then over here is probably the most interesting one, a sea of blood with a giant eyeball cloud and legs sticking out of it. I'm gonna talk about this one. So the giant eye in the cloud, we've seen eyes before, but to me it looks like one of the orbs for the mysterious creature by the pond that she has to stain red to open the pyramid in Temptation Stairway. Speaking of blood, the river seems to be made of blood, or lake, whatever the legs are sticking out of. Blood seems to be a thing within the ENA universe a lot like the blood ID, blood samples. And the legs just look like mannequin legs. Don't know why it's an ocean of legs. It's really disturbing. Now I know what it means. Not suitable for young kids. Oh, and this ENA has a little, what do you call it? Megaphone. I'm not cone thing that makes voice loud. And then, of course, we have this character, who looks like a villain. To me, it gives off similar vibes to Merci. Maybe it's just the face paint or face colors. But this is definitely a villainous character by the way it laughs, and how its face moves. And now we get the logo. This definitely gives off the whole Las Vegas Mafia type neon sign. So that's why I think it's going to be like mob oriented. Or, what? Hang on, where was the scene? There was the slot machine earlier, which definitely goes with the vibe. So, that's what I think the new ENA will be about. And that's all I have to say for the trailer. It looks amazing, and I can't wait to play this. This is insane. I never thought we'd get an actual ENA video game, but here it is. Wow.